Most men don't catch betrayal. They feel it long before they ever see it. It starts small, not with lie, but with laughter. The kind that lingers too long at someone else's joke. The kind she used to say for you. Then the shift begins. Suddenly, her phone isn't just private, it's sacred. She tilts the screen when you walk by. She texts with a smirk and tells you, it's nothing. But deep down, you know, it's not the cheating that breaks a man. It's the fact that he knew and still gave her the benefit of the doubt, that he silenced his own gut to keep the peace. Because here's the bitter truth. When she cheats with a stranger, it hurts. But when she cheats with someone you know, a friend, a co-worker, a man you used to dap up and call brother, it rewires you. You don't just lose her, you lose your trust in everyone. And what's worse, she'll never admit it. Not directly, not at first. She'll cover it with charm and wrap it in clever phrases. Words that seem harmless until you understand what they really mean. That's why this video exists. Not to feed suspicion, not to turn you bitter, but to awaken the stoic man inside you. The one who doesn't chase tears or explanations. The one who doesn't beg for honesty because he can already read the truth in her tone. This is for the man who's tired. Tired of second-guessing himself. Tired of decoding her mixed signals. And finally ready to listen. Not to her excuses, but to his own intuition. Because when she cheats with someone you know, she doesn't slip up. She calculates it. She keeps you close while handing pieces of herself to another man behind your back. And the only way to protect yourself is to see it before it's too late. So in this video, I'm going to expose the exact phrases women use to hide betrayal in plain sight. Words they say casually, strategically, while your mind tries to give her the benefit of the doubt. But after this, you won't need to guess anymore. You'll hear it for what it truly is. Let's begin. Phrase 1. You're just being insecure. She doesn't raise her voice when she says it. She doesn't even flinch. In fact, she might laugh a little, tilt her head, smile like you're the problem, like your concern is an inconvenience she's too mature to entertain. But don't let the calm delivery fool you. That phrase isn't meant to calm your nerves. It's meant to disarm you. Because what you brought up wasn't random. It wasn't born from jealousy or paranoia. It was born from pattern recognition. You notice the subtle shifts, the delayed responses, the sudden interest in going places without you, the way her phone started living face down, or how your friend's name started appearing more often with just a little too much laughter attached. You sensed something was off, so you did what any grounded man would do. You asked, not aggressively, not accusingly, just honestly. And instead of reassurance, she gave you a diagnosis. You're just insecure. Now pay attention, because this is no longer about the behavior. It's about the power. She's trying to flip the lens. She wants you on trial, because if she can make you doubt your judgment, she never has to answer for hers. And in doing so, she buys time. Time to continue the connection with him. Time to protect the version of herself she needs you to believe, especially if the man in question is someone you know. Because that kind of betrayal, that intimate, soul-tearing kind of betrayal, only works if she convinces you to stop looking, to stop trusting your own vision. But here's what a stoic man understands. There's a difference between being insecure and being intuitive. Insecurity is loud. It accuses without evidence. But intuition, it whispers, it watches, and it never speaks without reason. So when she tries to shame you into silence, when she weaponizes your honesty against you, Understand this. She's not defending herself. She's defending the space she's given to another man. And the moment you abandon your gut in favor of her guilt trip, you betray yourself long before she betrays you. A woman who respects you will ease your doubts. A woman who's hiding something will label your clarity as confusion. Choose which version of her to believe, but always believe yourself first. Phrase 2. He's like a brother to me. She says it quickly, almost too quickly, as if saying it fast enough will keep you from thinking too much. But think anyway, because no woman explains a boundary that doesn't need defending. No one rushes to label a man as a brother unless the bond has already crossed into dangerous territory. This phrase isn't protection, it's preemptive damage control. She knows what you see, the comfort, the closeness, the private jokes, the familiarity that didn't come from nowhere. And if the man she's referring to is someone you know, someone you've shared space, drinks, or memories with, then the betrayal cuts deeper. Understand this. Real platonic bonds don't need disclaimers, but hidden chemistry does. So when she insists, he's like a brother, she's not trying to convince you. She's trying to convince herself that the boundary still exists. A Stoic man doesn't argue. He watches the patterns, and when the words don't match the behavior, he steps back, not out of fear, but out of foresight. Because any woman who has to tell you who he isn't is already protecting what he is. Phrase 3. Don't make this weird. She says it casually, maybe with a little laugh. Maybe while brushing past a moment you both felt, like when she touched his arm too long, or locked eyes with him across the room while you were right there. You noticed it, and when you brought it up, she didn't deny it. She deflected it. Don't make this weird. But here's the truth. When a woman cares about your peace, she doesn't dismiss your discomfort. She addresses it. This phrase isn't about keeping things light. It's about keeping you quiet. She doesn't want to explain why the energy between her and someone you know feels off. So she flips the script, makes you feel awkward for noticing what's real. But a Stoic man isn't afraid of discomfort. He pays attention to what others try to laugh away. So when she says, "Don't make this weird," you don't argue, you observe. Because if it wasn't weird, she wouldn't need to say it. Phrase 4. I don't know why you don't trust me. It always starts like a question, but it's not. It's a script, a carefully rehearsed line meant to pull your guilt out before you ever get to the truth. You bring something up. Maybe it was the way she smiled too long at your friend. Maybe it was the message she quickly deleted, or how she started dressing differently when she knew he'd be around. You didn't accuse. You asked, calmly, directly. And instead of clarity, she sighs and looks at you like you're the one breaking something. I don't know why you don't trust me. Suddenly you're on defense. Your tone, your question, your doubt becomes the problem. This phrase is a shield, not a confession. It doesn't address your concern. It reverses it. It flips the burden onto you, so she never has to answer the real question. Why does something feel off? And when the man in question is someone close, a coworker, a family friend, a guy in your group chat, that question becomes dangerous. So she kills it early, with guilt. Here's what a Stoic man understands. A woman who truly values you will want to restore your peace, not shame you for losing it. She won't manipulate your concern. She'll meet it with respect. If she's offended by your intuition, it's not because you're wrong. It's because you're too close to what's right. Phrase 5, we just vibe. At first glance, it feels harmless. A modern phrase, playful, dismissive, casual. But that's exactly why it's dangerous. Because when she says this, she's not denying the connection. She's romanticizing it. It's no longer he's just a friend. It's we vibe, which means I feel something, but I don't want to name it yet. This is how emotional cheating begins. Not with secrecy, but with a beautiful label. She tells you they just connect, that they get each other's humor, that the conversation just flows. And that would be fine if you hadn't already seen the energy change, the text frequency, the body language, the way she lights up when he walks into the room, not you. This phrase is how she masks growing intimacy in a way that makes you feel uptight for noticing it. But here's the Stoic truth. If your woman is vibing more with another man than with you, it's not your jealousy that needs fixing. It's your boundaries that need enforcing. A Stoic man doesn't fight for a connection that's already being given elsewhere. He recognizes when he's been emotionally replaced, even if it's dressed in cute language. Phrase 6. He gets me in a way you don't. This is where the emotional affair becomes undeniable. She's no longer hiding the bond. She's now comparing it. And in her mind, this phrase justifies everything she's been doing behind your back. When a woman says, he gets me, she's admitting that she's built an emotional home somewhere else, often with someone you already know. A friend, a colleague, a man you never imagined you had to compete with. And now you're being told that your presence, your efforts, your commitment aren't enough. Why? Because he gets her. What she's really saying is, I feel seen by him, understood by him, more alive around him. And whether she's crossed the physical line or not doesn't even matter anymore, because emotionally she's already left. This is the phase where most men start chasing, trying harder, being sweeter, trying to outdo the other man. But a Stoic man does something else. He watches. Because a woman comparing you to another man, especially one in your circle, has already made a choice. He doesn't try to become who she wants. He becomes who she can no longer reach. Phrase 7. Why don't you trust my friends? It sounds like she's protecting the group, but she's really hiding one man inside the crowd. This tactic is camouflage. She knows you're starting to notice him. You've picked up on the energy, the glances, the tension she swears doesn't exist. So instead of defending him directly, she hides him in the collective. Why don't you trust my friends? Now the conversation isn't about him anymore. It's about your lack of trust in all of them. Clever, isn't it? You become the controlling boyfriend, the guy who's jealous of innocent friendships. Meanwhile, she gets to keep him close, without question. Here's what the Stoic man knows. When someone is guilty, they'll always try to make your clarity look like cruelty. Don't fall for the deflection. Watch who she defends hardest, because that's the man you should be worried about. Phrase 8. It's not what it looks like. This one never comes until the mask slips. Maybe you caught her in a moment, alone with him, laughing a little too hard, sitting a little too close, a notification she couldn't hide fast enough. Now the tension is real, the evidence is on the table, and suddenly she says, it's not what it looks like. That phrase doesn't clarify anything. It's a last-minute cover, a verbal fog machine, because she knows exactly what it looked like, because it's exactly what it was. She just wasn't ready to be seen. And here's the key. This phrase only shows up when she's no longer in control of the narrative. So she says it fast, emotionally, as if urgency will erase your clarity. But a Stoic man doesn't panic. He doesn't yell. He doesn't even explain. He just remembers what he saw. Because when reality confirms your instinct, there's nothing left to debate. Phrase 9, I need space. She says it like she's working on herself, like she needs time to breathe, to think, to heal. But healing doesn't require silence. Growth doesn't require distance. Clarity does. And in many cases, this isn't space, it's separation in disguise. She's not trying to figure herself out. She's trying to explore another connection, one she's likely already built emotionally. And when that man is someone you know, it becomes even more strategic, because she can't jump straight from you to him, not without backlash. So she creates a pause, a buffer, one that looks like healing, but feels like betrayal. A Stoic man doesn't fill the silence with panic. He honors the space. He watches where she goes when she finally has her freedom, because space reveals where her loyalty truly lived. Phrase 10, you deserve someone better. This is her final act, a clean, quiet exit wrapped in kindness. But don't mistake it for humility. This phrase isn't a gift, it's a shield to protect her from the guilt of what she's done. By saying you deserve better, she avoids admitting she already chose someone else. Often that man was there the whole time. The friend, the brother, the guy she told you not to worry about. Now she gets to walk away looking graceful, and you're left feeling like the breakup was a favor. But a Stoic man knows the truth. If she really believed you deserved better, she would have been better. This phrase doesn't mean she's sorry. It means she's finished. And instead of saying, I'm done, she hands you the guilt and calls it closure. But don't take it. Take your dignity, take your peace, and walk, because the man who knows his worth never waits to be set free. If you've heard even one of these phrases before, and something deep in you paused when she said it, don't ignore that. That pause wasn't paranoia. It was your spirit recognizing dishonor. As men, we're taught to give the benefit of the doubt, to be the bigger person, to fight for love even when we're bleeding for it. But there's a difference between fighting for something real and dying slowly for something that's already gone. A Stoic man doesn't chase closure. He doesn't demand confessions. He listens to what her words reveal and walks away with his integrity intact. So if this video gave you clarity, if it helped you put words to a pain you couldn't explain, then do this. Like the video. Comment below. Share your story if you've lived this. And subscribe, not just for content, but to become the kind of man who never has to beg to be respected again. Because in this space, we don't teach revenge. We teach restraint. We don't feed weakness. We build discipline. And we don't chase women who lie with a smile. We walk in truth, even when it hurts. Until next time, protect your mind, guard your heart, and walk like a man who knows his worth, even if she forgot it.